Hello, my name is Frédéric.
And I am Sébastien. We both working at Inoya as business analyst consultant. So here we will speak about planning. We will first make a quick introduction and put the context, and then we will browse 3 different business cases we faced in the previous months, and we'll finish by the classical Q&A questions. So when we speak about planning, it's like getting lots of information from the workers, such as days off, to get some tasks to be done from customers, and we have to centralize all those information to get a clear view on who must work on which task. And you can have different tools to do such work. Basically some calendars, or you have also applications in Odoo. What is important to understand also is that planning is not one way of working. There is no one solution to plan your work. It depends on the sector or the kind of activities you are working on. Here I have just a few lists of services you can face: food services, IT services, and so on. And based on the sector, based on your activity, your needs, your constraints could be different, such as you need to create recurring tasks, or you work with different profile in your team, different roles. You can make a daily planning or more a macro planning. And so the way and the constraint you will face will guide the solution you need to get an effective planning. And such I explained previously, basically having a shared calendar can do the work. So Odoo will arrive when you have other needs and where you need some complex planning to be done. So let's go to some real cases. So I will leave Fred explaining what we faced in 2 cases, and I will explain the 3rd one.
Thank you, Seb. Our first case involved a cleaning service company. This company was managing 40 workers. The main problem was a lack of visibility. They didn't have any way to see what had to be done on a daily basis, what had been completed or not, and what has already to be invoiced. So for this case, we decide to use the planning apps. We quickly roll out field service because each task has to be closed to be able to schedule the next one. This approach doesn't meet with the customer's need to have a long-term visibility. Since the customers need to track the status of the shift, we just add some properties like done, schedule, and cancel.
And what is very useful with the planning application in that case, it is very simple. So if we compare planning module with field service, if you use the planning, the slot planning is more simple than a task in field service. So here for this case, it's very useful and very easy to use.
So the case 2 was a smaller company with 10 workers. In this kind, that was a little bit different because there is different levels, so technical and expert people. So the main issue was the company was losing time because customer information like site address had to be entered at least twice in Odoo and in a Google Calendar for each meeting. Some tasks were simply forgotten in the planning. The communication between the customer was not centralized, so that was creating confusion. And planning has also to be managed individual, so one person can work for a team on day 1 and for another team on day 2. And finally, they had no visibility about share material, So that was the list of the issue. In this case, we chose field service. So why field service? The advantage was we can make phases and step. So we have a project template, and as soon as the sales order was confirmed, all necessary tasks were automatically created and unscheduled. So you only have to schedule the task. Another benefit was the ability to assign several people on the same task, and in the task you have the chat. It's not available in the shift, so all communication was centralized. There was one limitation. You can only assign a user, so a licensed user, and in this case the customer didn't want to pay for the worker. So we handled this by using the tag. So we create several tags, one tag per person, and for the material.
Thank you, Fred. For the last case, it's a heating company with around 20 workers. The main activity of that company is installing a boiler, gas boiler, and other. And also make maintenance on existing boilers. The main issues we've identified was the invoicing. It was very complicated for him to collect all the information and make the correct invoicing, so it's time consuming. And there was also needs of tracking the workloads to know exactly the future workload of their teams. And what is important also for that kind of company is to keep track of the work instruction. For example, if you have a site where you will spend, let's say, 3 days, you won't go on site 3 days in one time. It will be split between weeks, and so you have to know when you come back to your customer's site to know exactly what must be done now. And to handle that such companies, we use field service as well. And I will go into Odoo just to show you how it is easy to implement that. First of all, I will go. I need to make some customizing configuration. Sorry, and we start with a project template. So the idea is each new boiler installation will be handled in a specific project. So each time we confirm a sales order in Odoo, we need a new project, a new field service project in the system. And now we have a new menu in the new version now in the project templates. And here you can create your project, your templates, which is boiler installation. And in that template, I just added some standard allocated time and few generic tasks just to structure a little bit the work. This is the first point. Then what we need to do is to create a product that will be used during the sales process. So if we are going here in the product, I've just created here one service product, and it is configured very simply by creating a new project each time we confirm the sales order, and we will use the boiler installation templates. Or here it's prepaid because sometimes you make a fixed price for the installation.
You didn't create a task when you have
Yes,
the order?
That's the second option. When you create a service product, you can ask Odoo to create one new task per SO line, sales order line. But in this case, he doesn't want to have all the details of the activities on the sales order itself, so he prefers generic lines and to get the details in the project. But I don't know if you've seen that in the new version now, it's possible to hide some lines in the sales order. Though it may be useful with the new version to get the details in the sales order and to create the task according the lines. Yes, knowing that. So I spoke about two big types of creating tasks with such company. It's sales order for big project, big installation project, or you could have also some customer calls just to have to make a repair on an existing boiler. So the other way of one way to create such task is to go directly in field service and create a new task with boiler repair. And here you see that you can select the project where you could assign the task. I've created two main projects. You have admin and repair interventions. So here it's repair intervention, but I need an admin project just to be sure that each action, each need from our workers is logged into the tasks. For example, if I need to make invoicing, it's an admin task, but I'm not available to go on site at that moment. So I can freeze a slot in the planning by creating an admin task. So here it's a repair intervention, and I just need to select the customer. And maybe already I know the time needed. I would say 2 hours, and that's enough. At that moment, that's enough. So we have some repair task, and we will make a new project. So we have a customer that needs a new boiler. So I will create a new sales order. We can use a quotation template. So here I just use two products. So you have the boiler itself that will be shipped, and you have the service product that will be used to create the project and to track the work. And as soon as the sales order is confirmed, I have everything I need. So I have the project, which is a field service project dedicated to my sales order, to my customer, and I have the three tasks that has been created. At that time, I need some time to ensure the generic tasks are correct. For example, the boiler installation could be changed, could be updated. Because it's a bigger project, and you have to ensure everything is correctly set into the project, and then you can start the planning itself. It's why we are here, and to do the planning, I will show you two main menus, but it's one way of doing it, and each user can use other menu. The first is the to schedule list view. I put an automatic filter just to group the tasks to be planned by city. It's useful in this case. It's useful because he wants to be sure to assign the workers in the same region for one day and not to cross all the country in one day. So here you have the list, the to-do list, what you have to plan. And in parallel, you have another view, which is the planning by user here, where you will drag and drop all the tasks and assign it to the worker. To do it, well, it's very simple. So I just scroll to a day where I have some time. I would say here in October. And you can just add the task on the unassigned line. That means I know that we need to go on that day, but I didn't know yet who will do the job. So you can select your task here. You have the customer, you have the allocated time in that window, and so you can select the task, and it's shown here. And in a second time, you are able to assign it directly from here, just to ensure your workers will go at that moment for that job. And that's almost it. Maybe one more point for the planning, because I would say a big problem. It's not a big problem, but there is still a problem with that we are working, because finally the workers won't go in that view in the morning when they wake up. They won't go into Odoo. They will look at their calendar. So you have the information in Odoo, but in their Outlook calendar or phone calendar, there is no information on where I need to go. And so for him, we made a small automated task that will synchronize the task in the field service application with calendar slot in Odoo. And by doing that, you can synchronize the calendar in Odoo with your calendar, and you can have all your tasks in your own calendar in your phone. All right. Then I think it's time to conclude, Fred.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, to conclude, there are many criteria to consider when you choose the right application. In general, planning is better suited for scheduled shift. Shift can be recurring, copied, and even autoplane, which save a lot of time. In the other hand, the field service is more adapted to managing tasks. Tasks can be automatically generated from the sales order confirmation, can be assigned to several people, and you are able to generate invoice based on the task. So we hope this comparison helps you to make the best choice between the two apps.
Thank you very much. And if you have questions, don't hesitate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you for this presentation.
You're welcome.
I will start reading the questions that we have here. Is it possible to combine field service with the planning application, like to implement them together?
You can use both for sure, but there is no direct link between both modules. You have planning slot in one way, and you have task in the other way. I don't have any example where we need both. So I would say choose one and try to make the planning with one of the app that fits the best with your need.
All right. Why do you have a specific project per sales order if you only have just 2-3 tasks?
Yes, the project, it's more to make some financial analysis on one customer project. So using one project, we collect all the costs, so the time on the project and the products used for the project, and so that will centralize all your need, all your financial movement for the customer itself. So it's more financial point of view.
What are the implementation steps? Do you have recommendations to step in users smoothly?
So the last case took a long time because the manager was afraid of the change management, because the workers on site are not digital minded, and giving them an application with lots of buttons or lots of fields was like it won't work. The process is working, but the usability, he was not sure about the usability. And finally, we took lots of time to ensure the screen is smooth, so we removed some field with Studio, very basically stuff, just to have an easy-to-use screen. So the process is take time, ensure it will be used on site before going live, because
So I guess it depends on the situation, on the case,
yes,
on the customer.
And we are speaking with worker without, I said no digital. They don't want to
knowledge.
use. So it's not their work.
All right. So planning is not only for internal work. Recurrency is the key, right?
Yeah, I will say yes. It's internal work, but in this case we use it for external work because, that was the recurring thing, and we just add the property to just set, it's done, not done, to a schedule cancel.
Yes, I will just add, for the cleaning company, for sure, you have people going on site, so you may think about field service because you can make your timesheet and so on. But in that case, it was too heavy for that company, and we changed the planning slot, adding some field for the statuses, and we changed also the reports, just to have a PDF, a paper with all the list of your slot planning, and so it was clear for the person to go and sign and to know the journey.
Okay. For use case 1, why not using recurring tasks in field service? Each time a task is marked as done, automatically a new one is created.
Yeah, it's the issue. It's you create only the next task when
Only
you
if the
Yeah.
field service is done already.
It's done,
yeah.
yes. And
So
when
you cannot
want to
have like
schedule a-
simultaneous.
and if you want to see a long-term planning, it's not possible. You only see the task to come.
Yes, if you know that you have to go each Thursday to a customer with field service, you create the first task, you put the recurring activity, but you will have the next week only when the first one will be completed. So if you need a macro pairing, it's not usable.
Okay. Is the automation for calendar synchronization available somewhere?
Somewhere?
So I
No.
think it's two different
We-
things, because you spoke about the
Yes.
automation rule that goes from
Yes.
planning into calendar, and then the other synchronization, which is the
Yes.
synchronization with the
Yes,
calendar. Yeah.
we just filled the gap. There is still gap in Odoo, so we have still work to be done. Thank you, Odoo. So yeah, there is two synchronization. One with an automated action between the tasks and the calendar slot, and then we use the standard synchronization.
Synchronization with Outlook and Gmail.
It was
Yeah.
Outlook, yes.
For the 3 use cases, is everything standard, or do you have developments or customization?
It's standard,
Except for
but
the automation rule,
it-
but
Except the
yeah.
automation.
yes, but if you speak to our developer, it's not standard because we use Studio. But for
Alright,
us
yeah.
as business analysts, it's kind of standard.
Yeah, so we call it standard as well.
Voilà.
All right, that was it. Actually,
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much.